What's up guys, welcome back to the channel, and if you like that transition you just saw, you're gonna love this video. So I'm revisiting the Sam Woodhall version of the Pokimane transitions. I found a new way to do that in the Adobe suite, so we're gonna revisit that today. I'm gonna show you an easier way to do it, and it turns out way cleaner than it did on After Effects. So stick around, watch the video, I'll go through the tutorial, and we'll get it done. Before we get started, I'd like to remind you guys I stream on Twitch every Tuesday and Thursday Eastern time at 7. We usually run it till 9. Sometimes we push it a little bit later, but if you have any questions, feel free to stop by. You can also come check out my Discord where you can also ask me questions. You can DM me. I don't close out my DMs because I know some of the stuff that I make videos on, a lot of people have questions on, so I like to keep that line of contact open. So if you have any questions, feel free to stop by and ask, and let's get on with the video. This is basically what it's gonna look like when you're finished. After you have all the keyframes in and everything, this is in Adobe Animate. I don't know if this is a new program, but I just saw it on the Adobe suite. I have a subscription to all the programs, so I wanted to check it out, kind of see what it could do. And it turns out you can make these transitions way easier. It looks a lot like Apple Motion, which Sam Woodhall used to make the original version. So we're gonna do a preview. You're gonna see what it looks like as it's playing. It has a play here button up here, really simple. And this is what the finished product looks like. So how you do this? I started off, I made the green screen. This is what's gonna cover up towards the end. And if you go through the keyframes, it just moves like this. Now, this green keyframe here, right here, that's the one that is your mask layer right here. Now the video is this right here. It's going to be masked into that secondary green screen. And I made it green just so I could know what it was for my own sake. Doesn't have to be a certain color or anything like that. You can just make the shape that you want to mask, because I wanted to do a video inside of it. So you can just make that masking shape and, you know, right click on this, hit mask, and it's going to take that layer that's right up under it and it's going to make a mask for it. It's going to look like this when you're using this little slider, but that's fine. It's going to play the same as it did in the video. All right, so now that you kind of see what's going on, let's start a new slate and we're going to go through it step by step. All right, to start off with, you have your preset selections. You're gonna go for 1920 by 1080, and we're gonna pick it up to 60 frames per second because that's what I stream in. So I'm just gonna make it 60 frames per second. You don't have to, but I do. So I'm gonna go ahead and make 4 layers. So this bottom layer is going to be my green screen. I'm going to break this down to about 25 because I like to be able to see the entire workspace. Actually, I'm going to bring it down to 10. We're on this first layer. We're going to make it this 00FF00P green screen. I'm going to make a big old square or rectangle if we want to be specific. Somebody's going to be specific. All right, and if you want to have that white border around the video as it's playing through, you're gonna put that on the second layer there. So change this to white or whatever other color you want. You have to take out the stroke there. For whatever reason in this program, you have to destroy the stroke because it doesn't move with the shape. I'm not sure why it does that. Somebody would probably have a better idea than me, but I just don't know why it does that. But we're gonna take those out and move those back to where you want them. So I think this is a little bit too big, so I'm gonna break it down just a little bit. And if you see that little slider down at the bottom, that's how you skew it to be at that angle. All right. And so that's going to be the border that goes around the file that's playing up underneath. When you want to move an object in this program, you have to slide over all of that object, or else it's going to cut little pieces off of it. So make sure you're aware of that. We're going to slide that completely out of the frame. So for this layer, we're going to go and find whatever video file that I've noticed only MP4s seem to work. I tried to put it in AVI and that just didn't work at all. I'm not sure why it does that, but that is something to be aware of. So we're going to take this video file, add it. It'll tell you to convert it or what have you, and just hit next, next, finish, and it will add it, or it won't. Wrong video file. And there you have it. So you'll put that right there on that frame. You don't have to do anything else with that. It's just gonna stay there and it'll play as it's moving through. All right, and for this one, finally we are gonna make that masking shape. Whatever shape you want it to have when it's playing that video, that's the shape you're gonna put in this layer 4. Let's change this back to the green just for consistency's sake. All right, move this, take away the stroke, and time's sake, it doesn't have to be perfect for the video, but we're gonna try to make it as perfect as possible. That looks pretty good. I've already made one that snaps pretty well, so I'm not gonna waste a lot of time lining this up. I just kind of want to show you how it works. All right, so we're going to take this. It's going to be a pain. All right, so we're going to click 240 there. And boom. All right, so those 3 items, you want to hit the auto keyframe. So basically whatever you do from here, it's going to automatically put that motion in. There's some other steps, but we're going to get into that. But for right now, this is kind of where you need to be. All right. So now we're going to hit shift and we're going to select all 3 of these. And for this final keyframe, we're going to move these over and they're going to be right here. I like to work in reverse. So this is where it's going to end up, and so at the end of this, that's where I'm going to start it from. All right, then we'll go back to 1 here. Now all you have to do is right click on these 3 gray lines where you auto keyframed and hit classic tween. Just do that for all 3. You'll know you did it right because they'll all turn purple. And so as you can see, these will just all move through. So now we just take this one. Auto keyframe it as well. So we'll play it. And as you can see, it's playing in the background. So what you're seeing is this thing is just moving straight through. So now we're going to cause that little pause that mine has in it. So we're going to bring it back to around right here. And we'll give it about that much space. Hit that. And then for this line, we're going to remove that. So as you can see, it's stuck in that middle spot now. Now we're going to do that for all 3 of these. Click that keyframe there, click it there, right click, remove the tween. And same process for all 3. Right, so Now when you do it, it'll pause there, but then it's gonna start where it would have started had you not removed that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to these three and we're gonna hit this onion skin button. So now you can see what previously happened in the previous 2 frames. So we're gonna select all 3 and we're gonna move them right here. So now it pauses and it starts right back where it should. Now, if you want to, you can take this bottom green screen layer, and if you want to extend it out some so your green screen is sitting there longer, you can do that. I did it for myself because it seemed that the green screen would cut too early when I was making those transitions. So just lengthen out that green screen a little bit longer than the rest of it, and that's how you solve that issue. Now we're gonna play it again and you'll see the final product. All right, I hope this video was helpful, guys. I saw this, I figured it out, and so I wanted to show you guys, kind of update the video and give you guys a new way to do it if After Effects was way too difficult. This way was much simpler to figure out, and I've already figured out ways that you can do this in a more creative way. That way you're not just copying the same transition as Pokimane. You can add little effects into it and basically make it your own. I hope this video was helpful. Please remember to like and subscribe if this was helpful to you. I'll try to make more videos like this in the future, and I'll catch you guys later.